Right, I was doing a radiator repair on a Subaru, and the Subaru fans cowling system just unclipped like that. So I didn't show you taking them out, but it's pretty easy to work out. Undo the two top screws, undo that clip, and they just come out. Two of them. The reservoir just clips into that one up here. So you press the clip inside there, and the reservoir comes off. Now we're just going to remove the two 12mm bolts. I undid the two radiator clamps there for the transmission lines. Right, you can see the crack is along there. That's a crack that's always going to happen. That's going to be something that is inevitable. Once we do this plastic weld repair, that'll be a permanent fix. It won't break there again. So give the area a good sanding and a clean with wax and grease remover like I've already done. And I might give it a bit more sand there. I can see I didn't quite get that area there, because I'm going to cover from here all the way to over here, and I'm going to make it nice and really thick around the area so that won't break again. Righto, so that's it there. I've got the tape over it so I can smooth it down, but you can see young bloke over there, it's currently New Year's Eve, and he's broken down just at the front of my mate's place, and I just happen to be here visiting at the moment. So I said bring it in, we'll pull the radiator out and fix her up for him. So just happen to have everything I need here except for the plastic weld, which is this stuff here. I swear by this stuff, it's excellent stuff. I've used it multiple times and I've never had it fail on me, so as long as it keeps its reputation of never failing, I'll keep using it. So what I've done here is I've given it a good layer. Now the pencil here is to control it so I didn't go too far this way. Once I've got a fair amount on there, I use a tape to go over it, and then I can smooth it down, press it and so forth, and it's already hard now. It takes about 5 minutes after you mix it. So what you do with this stuff is, like, it's obviously an epoxy, two different glues. Once you mix it, you've got basically 2 minutes to mix it and then 3 minutes to apply it, because it goes off in about 5 minutes. And then it gets to a point where it's hard enough to use after about 20 minutes. But over the next 3 days, it's going to become its hardest, and it's never going to fail again. Once I take this tape off, you'll see what it looks like. But this is fantastic stuff, and that's a solid repair. For good measure, give it a clean. A little bit dirty. And give you some advice on that too. See, I'm standing away from a certain distance to do this. If I got too close and try to put too much pressure through there, I could unintentionally bend the little aluminium, what do you call them, these little sleeves between the elements, and you don't want to do that. You just stay your distance, give it a good wash. Righto, so there's the repair there. She's nice and dry now, but she's still rather hot, because this stuff does get hot. So once it's cooled down, I'll give it a sand just to pretty it up a little bit. You can see the idea of the pencil there. That was to let it get a build up, because if I didn't have the pencil there, it would have just been flat over there and wouldn't have been as good. But that's a perfect, strong repair there. It's not going to fail again. Righto, so putting the radiator back in. So you've got the two mounts here. It lines up down here with the mounts as well. So right there. So the radiator just goes in to the side here. Top mounts in. Now I need to put the fans in. I'm going to do the clamps up first, actually, the transmission lines here. I took them off from here because it's easier than unbolting them. So a couple of clamps there, clamp on the bottom radiator hose. Unfortunately I don't have any coolant for him, but water's just going to have to do for now. And then we'll put the fans in next. Yeah, thankfully this area here is broken, so easy access to the hoses here. Otherwise I would have had to have taken off this stone guard as well to get the radiator out. But yeah, just fortunate for me that this has been broken and it's easy access. You can see I can get to the hoses here to put the transmission lines on and the radiator hose, and it's a pain in the ass clamp, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so you can see for the cowling system to go in, it's got these bits here. Now you would have noticed when I was doing the repair that I had tape through this hole. That also wouldn't get any glue through that hole there and suddenly block it up and cause me a problem. Right, so that's in. Now there's a bit of a trick of the hose on the bottom. You need to clip it into the cowling system first so you can line up the pins at the bottom and get it in. Once I've tightened these up with the socket as much as I can by hand tight, all I'm going to do is come along here tighten it like that. That's it. You go too much, you break this stuff. You just want to nip it up. So I'm going to do the same to this side now, and we're just about finished here. Now time to put the reservoir in. You can see the slot down there. That's what the end of that's going to go into. We'll just bring it down there. Should go straight in. Does make it a bit tricky with the camera. Right, so that's in the bottom hole now. Just go into underneath there and clip, and she's in. Hose on. Now put this on like so. Put the clips in, and she's done. Just put water in it now, and then we'll check the fluid levels, make sure the transmission level's okay. We lost about 100 or 200 mil taking the radiator out, so we'll just make sure the transmission fluid is right. I do happen to have some transmission fluid on hand, and yeah, we'll make sure that he's all right and no more leaks before he leaves. Right, so we're finished here. Now I've told the young bloke that it's going to take a couple of hours at least before he can drive anywhere, and unfortunately I have to leave here before he does, so I won't see him leave. But so I've told him the stuff normally takes 24 hours to cure, so he shouldn't really be driving this for 24 hours, but he's got family to see, being that it's New Year's Eve, and so he's going to take it, and I'm going to give him some black pepper to take with him, because black pepper doesn't dissolve, and where that crack is, it's a fine crack. The black pepper is going to find its way to that crack in case it does start leaking, so he can at least not be stuck on the side of the road somewhere, and take some water with him as well so he can keep going. But that repair should be more than enough, but in case it isn't, you'll have the black pepper and some water to keep him on the road and keep going. He doesn't have far to go, only about an hour drive to go. Right, well I appreciate you watching this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.